What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the branded dude. We have a replay. We are going up against Maliss playing 60 card branded. Still there is a slight change to my deck list. I am playing the Malchamis in this build, but yeah, 60 card build still. So let's see how we do. So we open Jerusalem, Thrust, Bestial, Rebellion, Talents, and Serenity. Opponent opens Droll, which is main decking, Dormouse, Callby, Imperm, and another copy of Dormouse. So here we won and we chose to go first, but unfortunately this is not that great of a hand. So we go to main phase, activate Bestial Rebellion to search Magnemite. Luckily for us, my opponent does drop Droll, so yeah, Talents is live. So we use Talents, check my opponent's hand. So I see he has two Dormouse, a Callby, and an Imperm, and here I decided to rip the Callby. And now in hindsight, honestly, I should have ripped the other copy of Dormouse, because Dormouse, when summoned, can either banish White Rabbit, or if he has another Maliss card in his hand, he can banish Chessy Cat, and then when Chessy Cat summons itself, he can use Chessy Cat's effect to draw two cards. So I think that would have been better, but instead I hit the Callby just in case that interrupts, like maybe if I try to activate Branded Banishment or Brand Red. To be honest with this hand, I really wasn't going to reach that far, but now in hindsight, I should have hit one of the Maliss names instead, so that obviously who knows what he'll join to. Maybe he'll join to another Maliss card, which then he can use to banish Chessy Cat and get that draw. But we hit the Callby. We then go Thrust. We had no good searches for Thrust, honestly. I mean, I'm gonna set the card, and so I just decided to set Fusion Duplication, just get it out of my deck. And obviously there's a good chance that this card will end up being destroyed or banished before I can even activate it. So yeah, we just set that, and we go to end phase and pass. Nothing more. Obviously we're under draw, so there's no point summoning Mag. And yeah, opponent draws for turn. He draws into White Rabbit. Normal summons Dormouse. Effect here will banish the Chessy Cats, because he does have Maliss names in his hand to use its effect to draw, which he uses. So he's going to banish White Rabbit, draw into Chessy Imperm. White Rabbit will summon itself, and then White Rabbit will also set TB11, and then we'll link off into Link Decoder, which follows into Red Ransom, Chainlink 1 Ransom, Chainlink 2 Link Decoder. To this we do chain Serenia on Red Ransom. We use Serenia because hopefully Serenia can enter the graveyard, dump Brand Fusion, and then Fusion Duplication will be live there. So yeah, banish the Link Decoder, don't give him that extra body, and he searches the field spell. He then activates TB11, summon Dormouse from the deck, and then Red Ransom summons itself. And then he will also banish Darkscaper of Red Ransom. Boom, he has 3 bodies on his field. And now he's going to link off so he links off into Linkaribo because he knows we have Fusion Duplication. So now that link there is going to negate our trap card. He then links off into Splash Mage, Reborn, Dormouse, and then we don't interrupt here. I think we don't interrupt here because Dormouse hasn't used its effect when banished to summon itself, so there's no point wasting our bestials on it, so we decide to let it go. Goes into White Binder here will banish the Rebellion and a Dormouse. I think he banishes both his Dormouses. Then Dormouse effect triggers to summon itself, uses White Binder to set GWC06, and then now here he's contemplating whether he should enter battle phase. So you're going to see, he's just going to take it back, because now, remember, we were just playing for fun. So yeah, goes back to battle phase, and then he attacks Serenia here. We use its effect, and we send Branded Retribution, because Duplication is not going to resolve because of Linkaribo. So we decide, let's just set up Retribution in the grave. Attacks for 1200 and 300. We take the damage. We don't do anything here. We don't use our bestials yet, because I'm planning to use my bestials to banish cards in the end phase. So he sets both Imperms. He links off into Lizardos will banish White Binder, and our White Binder will summon itself, and he will draw a card. He draws into MTPL7, good draw for him, and then he links off into Access Code. He doesn't use Access Code's effect on summon to boost its attack, so he just uses the effect to pop, gets rid of Fusion Duplication, sets MTPL7, and proceeds to go to his end phase. End phase, we go Mag. We banish his White Rabbit, because obviously if he summons White Binder, he's most probably going to banish White Rabbit and most probably Red Ransom and something else. So because we know he only has 1 trap in his graveyard, I figured that, okay, boom, he has GWC06, which we know if he ends up banishing White Rabbit, I know for a fact if MTP7 is still in the deck, he'll set it. So that's why I banished White Rabbit, just to prevent that. Mag effect will get the search, so we search Albion the Shroud because we have Retribution in graveyard. But so in end phase, I go Jerusalem just to banish his red ransom, so that doesn't end up being summoned in our turn. Draw for turn, we draw Brandon red. We enter battle phase first just to get rid of Linkaribo because Linkaribo is gonna, activate. Okay, so now that I'm reading this, Linkaribo negates a trap card, not a trap card effect. So I had no reason to enter battle phase at that point because, yeah, Retribution's effect in grave is a trap effect, not activating a trap card. So yeah, there was no need for this. But anyways, we get rid of the monsters. We then go Albion the Shrouded, sending Brand of Fusion. We draw into another copy of Albion the Shrouded. So yeah, that was funny because I told myself playing 3 copies of Albion the Shrouded. This is the reason why I don't want to play 3. Anyways, we go Retribution, and then we're gonna have Brand of Fusion, and we're gonna follow up with activating Brand of Fusion. Opponent changed GWCO 6, and now he's gonna summon White Binder. So with this, we end up having to send Albaz and Tragedy because we don't want our materials to be banished, and obviously we don't have that much materials in our graveyard as well. So yeah, we send those. Going to Rebellion because then White Binder, if it attempts to banish, it won't really matter. On res, we go Chainlink 1 Rebellion, Chainlink 2 Tragedy. Opponent goes Chainlink 3 Imperm, and then he doesn't use White Binder's effect to banish because he knows banishing isn't going to make a difference here because of we summon Rebellion. We then go Chainlink 4 Brandon Red, targeting Albion the Shrouded. My opponent then goes MTP07, and to this he will chain his second copy of Imperm, negating Rebellion finally. So it adds White Rabbit, banishes White Binder itself of MTP07. Tragedy will resolve, adding red. So here I forgot that Brandon in red is still resolving. I thought for some reason that it like he banished my target or something. So yeah, we just resolve Brandon in red. And here honestly, if I should have just targeted Albaz with Brandon red. That would have been a lot easier, but I wasn't expecting that second copy of Imperm. I knew one of those cards should have been an Imperm, but that second copy of Imperm came out of nowhere. So we fusion summon into Lad, just so we have a negate there. And then on res, he's going to go White Binder, to which we chain Lad to negate. Also, he gains life points off GWCO6. So boom. Pulse's turn. We already enter battle phase, unfortunately. Yeah, if I didn't enter battle phase, we could have dealt a lot more damage there. But anyways, he draws for turn. He draws into the Kolbai. Now he has to waste 2 effects. Activate 2 things to negate. To make Dragon Lord not an interruption anymore. So he activates Field Spell, it gets negated. He activates Kolbai, gets negated. So now he has no negates anymore. He then goes Chessy Cat, using its effect to draw, banish Dormouse, draw Allure and Mag. And then he's going to summon Dormouse. Dormouse effect, banish White Rabbit. White Rabbit will summon itself. Now he attempts to activate White Rabbit, but he doesn't have any traps in the deck. All 3 are on the grave. So anyways, moving on. He links off straight into Hot Scriptor. Uses Hot Scriptor to shuffle back White Binder, and he banishes Jerusalem. Activates Allure, and he draws into more Darks, which is 3 Bestials. Honestly, that is just enough to ruin our follow-up. Still in main phase, he goes Mag, banishing Chessy Cat. Mag effect will get the end phase search. He then summons Chessy Cat, and now he will link off into Firewall Dragon, and then he goes Bowdrake. So here he has game. Literally, he has game. Unfortunately here, so what he did was he used Bowdrake to banish Hot Scriptor. Hot Scriptor reborns itself, and then Hot Scriptor is at 5,600 attack. I think it is. Did he use Dormouse? Yeah, he used Dormouse effect. So Dormouse is boosting his Maliss monsters by 600, and then he goes Serenia on Albaz, which is unfortunate because if he attacked Dragon Lord and destroyed it, we could have reborn Albaz effect to perform a fusion summon, even though he does have Firewall. But yeah, so he attacks Dragon Lord destruction will reborn Serenia as a body. Then he attacks with Hot Scriptor, which is at 5,600, then destroys Serenia. Serenia triggers just a Foolish Barrier, but he has enough damage again because we're on 3,400 life points and he has 5,000 still to attack us. So we scoop, and yeah, opponent takes game number 1. So we move on to game number 2. Game number 2, we are going first, so we open Adlib, Super Poly, Aluba, Droll, and Kit. Opponent opens Dormouse evenly, the Field Spell, Droll, and GWCO6. So I added in Droll because, as you saw, like in the first game, my opponent, he was just drawing so many cards, well, not a lot, but you know, he was drawing quite a bit. So I decided as an interruption, because I do have it, I'll put it in. Obviously I did keep in Lancia, Artifact Sanctum, and I also kept what's his name, Sanctifier and Masquerade in my side deck. I mean not side deck, extra deck as well. So those are the cards I sided in. So we go summon Aluba, search fusion, hit withdraw, which is totally fine. We have everything we need. Activate Brand of Fusion. Luckily for us, this doesn't get negated. So we send Albaz and Libellion. We go. I was contemplating whether I should activate Albion, but I decided, you know what, because we can, let's just do it. We go Albion. We don't go for Mergate. I go straight for Masquerade instead. Tribute Albion, summon Libellion. Libellion here will place Branded Loss. Branded Regain. Sorry, my bad. And we set Super Poly and pass. End phase Albion will set Banishment. So we have the line for Lad. Opponent draws for turn. He draws into Mag, which is unfortunate. So that's going to stop our Lad line because my opponent enters battle phase. So I know he has evenly. In the start of battle we go Banishment, but to this my opponent chains Mag, targeting our Albion, so we cannot perform the fusion summon. On res, so he does take 1200 damage on the activation of Mag's effect to summon and to get the end phase search. So here I decide to use Regain because if he has evenly, you know, let's just get that draw. He crashes into Masquerade, opening up his field. Obviously I could have used, so with Super Poly, did I have, yeah, there was no point using Super Poly there, so we allow it to get destroyed, and then he goes evenly, so we banish Regained and Libellion. We keep the Super Poly because we do have Garura in our extra deck, so he sets which GWC06, summon Dormouse, Dormouse effect will banish White Rabbit will end up summoning itself, and then White Rabbit effect to set, and to this I chain Super Poly, hoping that, you know, he doesn't have anything further because he did normal summon, he has one card in his hand, but unfortunately my opponent still has place because the field spell honestly just helps him to keep going further. So he activates the field spell, banish Dormouse. Dormouse summon itself, then he activates TB11 to summon Chessy Cat. To this he activates GWC06, banishing Chessy Cat to summon Dormouse, and then Chessy Cat summon itself. So yeah, now here he's going to go into Splash Mage. Splash Mage is going to reborn a Maliss name, no interruption, so he goes straight for Whitebinder. Whitebinder here will attempt to banish Masquerade, Adlib, and also I think he banishes, yeah, Dormouse. To this we chain Masquerade just to reborn itself so that it doesn't end up getting banished. Everything else gets banished, and then Whitebinder here will use his effect to set MTP07, and he passes turn, well, in end phase. He does get Mag search, so he searches for Baldric from his deck. So we draw for turn, we draw into another copy of Draw, but luckily for us we do have kits which can add the Brand of Fusion in our grave back to hand. And we have Thrust, so obviously Thrust will be useful at some point. So no summon kit effect will add Brand of Fusion, we put back a draw, then activate Brand of Fusion. My opponent was contemplating whether he should activate MTP07, but he decided not to, so we said okay, yeah, cool, that's fine. We go straight for Mergate because we have Garura on the field, so on res Garura will give us a draw. We draw into Lancia. Good draw for us, really good draw for us. So we have a way to stop our opponent during his turn. Enter battle phase. In battle, my opponent activates MTP07, to which we chain Mergate because we don't want MTP7 banishing a card on our field. So we banish Whitebinder. We have to because I can't risk losing a card on the field. Whitebinder will summon itself and get a draw. He draws into Talents. You know, this is on resolution of Mergate. Whitebinder will use its effect on summon to banish Albaz, Titanic Clad, as well as Dormouse. Dormouse will trigger to summon itself. Cool. And now we still destroy Whitebinder with Masquerade. We attack with Kit, and then we deal 3000 damage to our opponent. Unfortunately here, if I was able to just bring out another Masquerade or put this back, summon it again, we could have put a lot more pressure on our opponent's field, but I'm only playing one copy of Masquerade, and we don't have a way to put it back at the moment. So we go Thrust Hit, Duplication, and we attempt to pass our turn. Nothing in end phase because our fusion got banished. Opponent goes Baldric in the end phase to banish Chessy Cat, and then Chessy Cat will summon itself. So yeah, if I could summon Masquerade, he was only going to have 2 effects to activate, but obviously Baldric here is on the field, so that is an issue. So pass turn, opponent draws into Dartscaper. He uses Chessy Cat to draw to, obviously I don't hit Lancy here because I had fusion duplication. I was going to try hold off until I can summon Chaos to Starsos to pop, you know, all the Maliss names, so he doesn't have a way to link off into the Maliss guys. Does he have Splash Mage? Yeah, he does have Splash Mage in his grave, so that's why I didn't use Lancy yet. I decided, you know what, get yugioh, it's fine. What it doesn't really make a difference with Chessy Cat because he's just going to keep all cards in his hand. Anyways, Dormouse will summon itself, will activate to summon itself, to which we chain duplication. We send Albaz and we send Tragedy to summon Rebellion, and then on res is Chainlink 1 Rebellion, discarding draw, and then we go Chainlink 2 Tragedy to add a searcher, so we have something for next turn, which obviously makes us now vulnerable to talents Azos, but we shuffle back our banished Albaz and Rebellion because, yeah, both of our Albazes were banished there, so we had to recycle at least one of them. Going to Star Source to pop both these Maliss names. Here, I was hoping, hopefully he doesn't have something, but he activates Serenier to banish. I think he was targeting, which one? Yeah, it was White Binder he was targeting, and then we chain Lancer here, so none of that is happening. So then he goes normal summon Scaper, going to Link Decoder, Scaper will summon itself, and then he links off into he links off into Protect Code Talker, and then Link Decoder will trigger to summon itself. He then goes Talents to takes the Mirror Jade here. He was thinking of linking, but no, he decided to not do it. He's going to go straight into battle phase. So he enters battle phase, gets rid of Masquerade. Because it was summoned, it was supposed to be banished, but because of Lancia, it ends up going to grave. So luckily for us, we can still use its graveyard effect, and then he destroys Kit and deals us some damage. And then now he's going to link off into Fireball Dragon, and he will attempt to pass his turn. We draw for turn, we draw into mag, cool. So now here we have a way, because we do have Albaz in the graveyard, so we can use Aluba to search Branded in white. So we normally summon Aluba effect, searching Branded in white, but here's the thing, we know that our opponent has Serenia in his hand, which is fine, because honestly this is the only good branded spell to search. So we get hit with draw, totally fine. We go Branded white, to which our opponent changed Serenia, targeting Albaz, so we can't use our graveyard as material, but we can still perform fusion, and we go into Quiritus, because remember we had a drag on the field, so that's why we can still resolve this fusion card. So we're going to Quiritus on the summon I used its effect, so making both these link monsters attack 0, because we just need to deal 900 damage to our opponent. So with Hopes and Dreams we enter battle phase. Obviously I knew my opponent had Protect Code Talker, which is going to be an issue, so he summons Protect Code Talker to zone the Fireball Dragon points to, so that Fireball Dragon can use his bounce effect. So we declare an attack. He doesn't trigger White Binder because he was confident that he was going to survive this, because obviously he doesn't know what's in my hand, but that's why he didn't use White Binder there. So he uses Fireball Dragon to bounce. Luckily for us we have Masquerade, so now I'm going to summon Masquerade and we're going to deal damage. If he summoned White Binder, I was going to be forced to attack White Binder, but because I have the Magnemite in hand, I could still summon it and attack into those other links that had 0 attack, and it still would have been game. So yeah, we won game number 2. So we go to game number 3, guys. You'll see in our opening hands, we open Regain, Super Poly, Serenier, Thrust, and Banishment. My opponent opens Imperm, Malice and Underground, Talents, Draw, and Solemn Judgment. So yeah, we don't have that really great of a hand. Super Poly can be useful if he has 2 bodies on the field, which we can then fusion into Garura. But anyways, he's going first. Starts off field spell, Dormouse summon, banish White Rabbit. White Rabbit here will set the TB11, links off into Splash Mage Reborn, then goes into Red Ransom, which will add another copy of a field spell. Then going to use TB11, summon the Chessy Cat, then Red Ransom summon, banish Dartscaper. Summon Dartscaper, then links off into White Binder. White Binder here will banish Chessy Cat, Chessy summon itself, then uses Chessy to draws into Jerusalem and a Dormouse, and then White Binder here will set a GWC06. He goes into, here he decided not to go straight into Firewall, so he's just using GWC06, because he knew for a fact that there's a good chance that he's going to be, if he puts too many bodies on the field, he's going to be vulnerable to a Super Poly. So he was trying to avoid that, so he was just doing some plays. He uses White Binder effect to summon and draw into Boldrake. And now he goes into Terahertz. And then Terahertz here is going to dump Decisive Worm, which we've seen many times. And he sets Solemn Judgment and Infinite Impermanence. So he has Draw, he has 2 Bestials, Solemn, Imperm, he has Decisive Worm, and obviously the Bestials can summon White Binder as well. So, he has quite a number of interruptions. So he passes turn and we draw into Super Poly. So, unfortunately, we can't do anything here. We can't use Super Poly, it's kind of a dead end. So, sure, we have Thrust, but unfortunately here you see that I made a bad move. So activate Regained, which my opponent does not chain Decisive Worm. I go Serenier, banishing his Decisive Worm, and then I use Regain to shuffle it back. So here I realized, this was dumb. I knew for a fact if I shuffle this back, you can just use this to terahertz to dump it again. But what I should have done, I should have used Serenia to banish. I guess a good option would be to banish White Rabbit or White Binder, because then that way it will trigger the effects to summon itself, and then Talons would be live. So honestly, this game number 3, I fumbled by doing this play because I was using Regain to try see what I can draw into. So I drew into 4 loss. Yep. Bad draw. Then he uses Terahertz again to dump Decisive Worm, and now Terahertz is at 8,000 attack points because he used its effect to Foolish Burial twice, so it's at 8,000 attack points. So yeah, honestly here I got punished. Super Poly is dead as well, so we just said banishment. I set a copy of Super Poly, and yeah, no, that was so dumb, guys. So this misplay cost me the game because now he enters battle phase. Before edge damage calculation, he then uses Terahertz, which he's going to use to Foolish Burial, boost its attack by an additional 2,500, which is well over, which is actually just exactly 8,000 damage difference, literally. So we get punished there and we end up losing. So that was a misplay. Shouldn't have banished Decisive Worm. I knew for a fact he was going to dump it, and then, I was clearly so stupid there. So I should have used Serenia, banished a Maliss monster. Hopefully he triggers its effect, and then Thrust would be live. Thrust would be live indeed, because my opponent, he didn't use Ash Blossom this entire game, so I don't know if he's not even playing Ash at this point. But yeah, that was such a bad misplay. Sure, he did have Judgment, but still, that was the better play to make. But anyways, guys, that is the replay. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.